don't have to go online to get updated information. You'll just have everything in a chip the size of your pinky nail clipping. Whoa. Just think about that. You guys are going to be the ones that make that stuff realities. But once we have infinite storage space, everything changes. Everything changes. Because then all the information in the world is just a given that you would have it and it would update automatically. All right, let's look at this. Oh man, did I record that? Awesome. So you just got a cool intro. I have no head. It's a weird day. We're looking at number 3. All right, so this is 2.2.2, number 3. All right, so I look at this number 3 and oh man, it looks pretty good actually. Y is greater than x minus 4. It's already in the order that we need to make it compare to our linear equation. Okay, so when I look at this, I just need to the first step is to see, all right, is it in the form that I know how to graph? Yeah, it's in the form we want to graph. And what I always look to is, in the form we want to graph, it's y and then our equal symbol. Here we have y and our greater than, y and our less than. So as long as you have the y on the left side, you can think of these as like the fence. These are like the fences. The left side, y is alone, you're good. So when I look to graph this guy, I can actually make a graph really quick. We're almost ready. It's going to be about there. I need to do it. So now remember that this is the y-intercept. That's our initial amount. This is our slope. It's also called the rate of change for these type problems because it is an amount of growth or decay over time. With these problems, generally the y-axis is time. So let's even put that. Actually, that's not super helpful in this one, but it's fine. So looking at this first one, I got my b is -4. I got my slope is 1. So I just need to go to the location on the graph where I have -4 here. This time is going to get in the way. So I'm down here at -4. And then what do I need to do? I need to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Because it's +1, we go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. And I could just see that that's where the line's going. Okay. Now, after you've used the slope, right? We used the y-intercept to find our main point. We now find the slope. And now I want to see, is it solid or dashed? Right? Is this going to be solid or dashed? Let's look. How do we know? It's just greater than. So we're talking about it's not equal to it, so it's going to be dashed. So I'm going to go in here with my blue. And I'm just going to make a dashed line. Whoops. Do better than that. Okay. And then I want to start to think of, where am I going to shade? Where am I going to shade? Where? Where are we shading? So let's look. Y is greater. Here's our line. Which y values are greater? Above. I hope that last step is pretty straightforward to see. The y values that are greater, here's -4. There's -3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, infinity. So we're going to shade above, but we're not going to shade yet because we have 2. So I'm just going to put some arrows just to remind me later, hey, it's above. And next, we have the second one. We have our b. We got our m. It's 2 over 1. Oh man, this is where sometimes you realize, oh man, I put the graph kind of in the wrong position. It's going to happen here. Let's do our y-intercept first. Up at 10, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then if our slope is 2 over 1, we go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Sometimes it's fun just to disregard that you're going through something else. Just make that line. You're like, this is where the line goes, man. You're just in the way. All right. So I got where my line's going to go. Now, is this going to be dashed or solid? Doesn't look too different. Look. Now this is just less than. That was greater than. No equal possibility. So we know it's going to be dashed. And I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there. Why not? I don't know why. It's satisfying to write over this. I'm just enjoying this. Because you're not supposed to. Sometimes it just feels good to do something not supposed to. Oh no, I wrote over my work. Who cares? Y is less than. Don't do that all the time, but occasionally it's fine if you're messy. Y is less than, so it's below the line. Okay. So here's the thing. It's kind of like we have to paint below this and above this, but we need to make it where it's in common. So it's not going to be this space down here because that is below the blue line, even though the red one suggests it's going to be below. So where I'm going to end up shading is all this. And, you know, it continues. It goes down forever. It goes up forever. It's continuing forever, right? So I would have to shade. You know, if I was being real on this, I would say, you know, it's all of this. This is included as well. So the shaded area does go up forever, but we don't have to fill up the whole paper. I think I was just showing you how it could look if you ended up with it kind of drawn in the wrong place. But just want to show it's not just between these two, you know, intervals between just this space. It goes on forever as far as this equation, you know, goes. And these are going to meet down here. You can see it's going to kind of meet. So it's going to be like a big cone. Okay. What else? Anna, I need your picture from your profile. That'd be perfect. That would fit on my head pretty easy. I'm gonna get a picture myself. I'm gonna just get a picture myself. At least. You guys got a lot of good pictures. I could take one. I'm gonna screenshot one of your guys' faces. And you're gonna come into class and you're teaching the class. You're gonna be like, oh crap. Jatavi is gonna be like, I don't know how to teach this class. It's gonna be like where like your future self time travels and you meet yourself. You're like, no, sorry to put you on the spot. All right. Anybody else have another question they want? You probably do well teaching. Evie, you can do it too. No? Shaking your head. Okay. I'm guessing I need to do number 5. Do you guys agree? Yeah. All right. So if you're watching the video and you just see this and I'm like talking about my video, Zoom just cuts my head off right now and only shows my background. So if my background is a person, right now it's Baby Yoda. It looks like Baby Yoda's teaching the class. So now you're in on the bad joke. All right, let's look at number 5. Number 5 has a little bit more to it. But again, it's no big deal. There's just 4 things. I knew this would be a challenge problem, guys. I'm not going to give you something exactly like this. I don't think I'll give you more than 3 to assess when we do get to an assessment on this stuff. Okay. So now it's going to be the same process. Number 1, is it in this form? No. These actually are going to be just like this. These actually are going to stay as they are. Okay. And we'll talk about that in a second. I just wanted you to know that some of this work's already done, but we're going to rewrite our functions so that we have them in our slope-intercept form. So look, minus 3x, minus 3x negates that side. Y is less than or equal to negative 3x plus 3. Oh, okay. Now it looks like it. Now it looks like it, right? Okay. This matches this. Because remember, this equal sign is like the fence in the same way this less than or equal sign is like a fence. Y alone by itself on the left, you know you're good. You're ready to go. It's all relating to the Y value. Okay. Now over here, what do we got to do? We got to move this X. Get out of here. So cancels over here. Now we have Y is greater than or equal to negative X. I'm going to put plus 0 because that was messing some folks up. They were like, what's the Y-intercept? It's not there. Yeah, when it's not there, it's 0. All right, it's 0. So We did the step one. We've done it. Yes. Excellent. Now we're getting ready to graph. We'll be in the graphing for the rest of this. And let's see. Sometimes you can kind of see where you need to put stuff. All right. I'm fine just making my graph regular. All right. How about we do the first one in red? Look, there's my slope, my y-intercept. There's my slope, -3/1. So I just need to go to my anchor point. +3 is my y-intercept. Boom. Okay. And if you feel like these are automatic, that's great. Just don't forget the last parts where we have to like ask, is it shaded above, below? Is it dotted or dashed? Okay. So you can think of it as, yeah, it's just graphing linears. Now we're going to find our slope by going -3. That's a rise, a negative rise. It's a fall. And then the run is +1. So we're going down and to the right. Okay. Anytime you have -3, -3 is -3/1. Okay. It's not -3/-1. That's 3. Okay, so in order to make the negative, keep the negative on the top. The 1 on the bottom is a positive because -3 divided by 1 is -3. Just a review on positive negatives, as some may need that. Look, down 3/1, down 3/1, up 3/1, up 3/1. Whew. All right, dash to solid. We'll make it this. Oh, you can't see my hands. Never mind. Dash to solid. Yeah. What's a symbol? Charades. Show me solid. Charades. How do you show solid? A knock on my head. It's a solid rock. Good. I don't know. Some people are like stressing that they're not sure. How do you do a solid line? Solid. We're just gonna say it. Solid line. Okay. Now let's be real careful with marking if it's above or below. Let's look. Y is less than or equal to, less than or equal to. So the y values that are less than this line are down. Down. Okay. So look, I already know all up here is not going to be shaded. Up here, not shaded. Because everything over here is above the red line. It can't be in common if one of them says, nope, that's not in common for me. All right, so we're going to have 4 to compare. Let's do the second one. Y-intercept. -1/1 is my slope. Y-intercept. Slope of -1, positive run. Negative run, rise, positive run. Negative rise, positive run. It goes in this direction too. And I'm going to just say, look, it could be equal. Because it could be equal, we know we have a solid line. So let me put that in here. And let's see. Y is greater. What y values are greater than this blue line? Up, up, up to infinity. Not beyond. That's a lie. Buzz Lightyear. Ruining physics students, second year. You can't go beyond. Maybe that's an old idea, just like the world was flat. People believe that. Maybe you can go beyond infinity. One of you guys is going to figure that out. All right, so we know it's above the blue. We know it's below the red. So it's probably going to be kind of in this sliver, but we have some more restrictions that we got to throw in there. Let's see. Let's do this one. So x is greater than or equal to 0 is kind of a weird one because it's not a typical linear equation. But what this is saying, remember, these are our elevators. When you have x is equal to something, it's a vertical line, it's an elevator. Y values are floors. Remember when I was doing the Empire State Building, that example with all the elevators? Okay, so just remember that. Just remember that. So if I'm looking here, x is greater than or equal to 0, I am going to have a solid line on elevator 0. Here's elevator 0. Okay. And then looking closer, x is greater than or equal to. So it was solid because it could be equal to. The values that are greater than 0 for x are going to be this direction. Okay, almost there. All right, how about the last color? We'll do purple. So we have y is greater than or equal to 0. So what floor are you on if you're on floor 0? What floor? Tell me in the chat. I'm curious. I like some of them. If you're on floor 0, can you run outside and get your Uber? Ah, that's nice, Jeremy. Ground floor. Ground floor. Some people said, Some people said you're in heaven. Ground floor, ground floor. I'm going to go with ground floor. Okay. I like that. So you're saying heaven exists right now if you want it to. Okay. Getting all philosophical. Okay. All right, check it. If you're on the ground floor or above, what it's saying is, hey, you're not in the basement. You're on the ground floor or above. Okay. Oh my God, it just got even weirder. Let's zoom in. Nice. Okay. So let's see. Let's sometimes it's hard to see what is included and not included. So I'm going to do a little bit of different work here. I'm going to mark the areas that are not included. Okay. So look, this is not included. That is not included because it has to be to the right and above that. Okay. Let's see. This is not included because it has to be above the blue line. Okay. This is not included because it has to be below the red line. This little area over here is not included because it has to be below the red line. Okay. Let's see. This area and this area not included because it has to be below the red line. Below the red line. So I'm slowly making my way around here. It can't be here because it has to be to the right of the green. Like, does it exist anywhere, Mr. Pasillas? Yes, it does. It can't be this one because it has to be to the right of the green. So what little area is left over? It's also not this little spot. It's not that because it has to be above the purple line. So what is left over? Sometimes it helps to mark what isn't going to be included because what's left over is this little sliver. Let's see if that makes sense. To the right of the green, does that satisfy it? Yeah. To the above the purple, that satisfy it? Yes. Below the red? Yes. Above the blue? Yes. So remember, it's not every place. Yeah, it's the tiny triangle. It's not every place that needs to be shaded. It's what's in common that needs to be shaded. Hand up, Marco. Yes. What you got, Marco?
So on that little question, I accidentally shaded a little bit below. Do I have to go back and redo that?
No, that's okay. This little part here, that little bottom triangle here, you shaded in there too. That's a very minor error there. The only reason why is because it's above the purple. So no need to do that. If you have understanding of that now, you don't have to go and correct that. Yeah, if you feel like you got it, then you got it. Yeah, I know you got it. Anyone else have questions on this one? It's hard, right? But it's not impossible. You won't have one this difficult. I'll give you probably one with 3 as my maximum. Probably a 2 and a 3. You'll get a 2 and you'll get 3. Oh, what time is it? Oh, it's time to say goodbye. Let me stop my record. Stop it. Stop.